Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. I'm Dika. So last time on This Is Us, there was so many things happening back and forth and going present and past. So the kids, back in the past, the kids all went to spend the day in the pool. We had found out that the kids were all going through this sort of own inner turmoil, which later on we find out definitely has been affecting them or does affect them into adulthood. Kevin's need to have attention and to be noticed, that was perfectly personified when the accident of him almost drowning and him going back to his parents to say that you never pay attention to me. It's definitely his need for gratification and acceptance, definitely personified even harder as an adult. A horrible incident that happened with Kate and the early scenes of body shaming coming from her own friends. Randal feeling the sense of belonging. Obviously he went over to mix and sit with the black kids, the black family. I enjoyed about the whole past family interactions was the whole issue with does Randal need sunscreen. That was absolutely hilarious, so loved it. Back in the present day, Kate had done some recon, some looking into Tobys' ex. We found out his ex-wife Josie, who's this beautiful, slim woman, you know, the absolute epitome of perfect in Kate's eyes, but she doesn't realise after her and Toby had it out, Toby told her that she's basically a bit of a bitch. He pretty much considered suicide because of her. We also had I wouldn't say a back and forth between Randal and William, but they were definitely having different stances in terms of where they stood in terms of the whole line of race. So their interactions were really good, and obviously in the end, Randal opening up to William to tell him, I used to keep a book. William finally saying to Randal, you know, I'm sorry, you're doing good, you're doing fine, son, you know, just reassuring him. And that was actually really touching. That was such a good moment between the two. Oh, Kevin got the part. After that, I was getting secondhand embarrassment for him, but he got the part in the play. At the end of the episode, he did turn up at Randal's residence, and Randal introduced William as his biological father. So Kevin now knows that that's his biological dad, which is actually really nice. That was a good wrap up of what happened last week. Again, a good episode. I'm expecting another fantastic episode, and yeah, here we go.
Jack.
Yeah.
I refuse to be my mother staring at my father as he stares at the television. Teach me football. Football!
Told the girls that he's grandpa, but not that he's sick, right? That's ballsy.
The hotel, Beth and I will take it tonight.
I can watch the girls.
Cutting up cardboard into little squares and putting it in a bowl? What, you're not gonna have any nonsense made up food?
No.
You know what? So am I.
He's not gonna eat it.
I shouldn't eat either. Damn.
I can't. Steelers, Sunday Night Football. This is something that I do alone, okay?
I wonder if Randal is going to the hotel to watch the game too.
So sorry we're late.
I wonder if it's to Shelley.
Damn kids, man. Hey, we were just about to head out the door.
You know, 4 years old, but like a tank. He slaps the baby.
Right across the face. Pow.
No, she promised me we are never having kids.
And I wonder what happened.
When you said, promise me we'll never have kids.
And I shouldn't have.
It's the future now, Beck, and I want kids.
I'm gonna go grab another drink.
Okay. But, so, what I'll do with the Cheez-It type crackers, maybe put a
Aww.
little bit.
And we will slip on bugs. I like burgers better. We will eat burgers in bed.
I wonder if this is a coping mechanism for this dad.
What to order?
I'm late.
Oh, we can have late.
She's pregnant.
My crap. I cannot bring myself to go to the drugstore and get a pregnancy test.
Oh, and Kate, this is my good friend Shooter. Shooter, Kate.
Hey, nice to finally meet you, Kate.
Sports party.
You want to do this now? Okay, let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Am I not enough for you, Jack?
Okay, back to the book.
Yep.
Good.
Yes, please don't make us miss a second of your drama.
Could you butt out?
Yeah, go away.
We see people with kids and go, oh, thank God that's not us.
But the older we get, the more I think there's got to be something bigger than just me and you.
If that's what you wanted, you should have married my mom.
Sid and Nancy, will you two take it outside? You need to control your woman.
You need to watch your
Whoa,
mouth.
whoa, whoa. Here, it's not worth it.
Lock him up! How can he say control your woman?
I mean, I changed medications last month, and there might have been like a brief window.
A brief is something you want to run by your husband. Well, there goes Charleston.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What?
I thought that we would take an early retirement from Charleston.
Oh, forgive me,
Randall.
The holy hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's doing this on purpose.
Hey, sure. It's okay. About that time, we accidentally went to an Ashley Simpson concert.
You know what? I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm actually not feeling good. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Oh, no.
David, this is crazy, man. She's gone and she's never coming back.
Voice like silk.
I agree.
happening in the story?
You're not following the story?
Do you follow it?
Of course. Yes, of course I follow it. Our ghosts aren't real.
So what happens when you die?
Big questions.
Is you die.
Forever?
Or not.
Or not. I don't know.
Is Grandpa gonna die
Oh no.
soon?
Well, I wouldn't get too attached. No, that's not what I meant. Look.
We'll get a Manny.
Or Manny.
Poor Kevin.
No, that conversation went sideways, didn't it? I'm clearly not the man that needs to be talking to them about the intricacies of life and death. I never should have left that show.
Oh.
I never should have come here, that's for sure.
And there you go again.
Right, you're the wise owl in a Pixar film. My father didn't want anything to do with me. If he was watching football, he let me sit and watch the game.
I don't know what's wrong with me. All of my friends my age have kids. I see us as kids, Jack.
I just want you.
I want you too, Jack.
No hanging out on Sundays during football season. I got it.
But it's not just about football.
Okay, what's it about then?
Okay, so growing up, I used to watch the Steelers with my dad. And I did, and they won. And then they won the Super Bowl. Just what I do now.
Where's
I watch
Jack?
the Steelers and I watch them with my dad.
I'd like to meet him sometime.
Okay. And I know it's gonna be a little creepy.
This is your dad?
And I know it sounds crazy. I was conceived in a bathroom during the Super Bowl.
Oh. Abstract.
I think I scared you before. And I thought I would come up here, show you my painting, tell you what I think my play's about. Yeah, I painted this because I felt like the play was about life, and life is full of color. Add our own color to the painting. Painting, I was thinking, maybe up here that was that guy's part of the painting, and then, down here, that's my part of the painting. We're all in the painting everywhere. Or what if we're in it after we die? And these colors that we keep adding, what if they just keep getting added on top of one another? Or we're just one thing. Dad is not with us anymore. He's not alive, but he's with us. It all just sort of fits somehow, even if you don't understand how yet.
That was nice, Kevin.
It's right here. I think it's us.
Emotional. Oh, that was good. That was really good. Whew. First things first, we finally find out what's happened to present day Jack. He's dead. We don't know how he's died yet, but that was so. I don't know why it felt so gut wrenching, especially when we had the scene before where we had Jack talking about what it was like with his upbringing, and his reason for why he wanted kids, why that was important, because then he could watch the game with them, and then this time they'll be making noise, and then obviously Kate having that bond with her father, no longer having that bond anymore. That got me so emotional. But that was another really good episode. I like that it kind of still links back into the pool episode, and the reason why the family, well, they mentioned that the whole Steelers thing is such a big tradition is that particular Steelers game. The triplets were conceived in the bathroom. So it's funny how they were going back and forth about not wanting. Rebecca was she was against potentially having children because she was afraid of how that will change her life. And it was actually quite interesting to see that it was Rebecca that was more against the fact that, you know what, she was not looking to have children, especially how we saw what it was like growing up for her, how, you know, her father was always in front of the TV, her mother dotting over being, you know, about her children and her husband. And then we get that cut to that Rebecca didn't want to be like her mother. She said, teach me football. And then once Jack taught football, she became obsessed with the Steelers. So Miguel had a wife before, Shelley. So I'm wondering what happened to them. I wonder where their kids are, because there were definitely 2 kids in the picture, Andy, and I forgot the baby's name that Andy slapped. And obviously that whole scare, it was such a fantastic, that summary that Kevin made about, and he said the title, you know, he did the thing where you say the title of the show in the show, how the painting represented them as a family, you know, all the colours, everything from Jack's grandfather coming to the country all the way through to them now, and this whole big messy beautiful painting, that was them. So I really love that fantastic summary of that. I really thought that Toby was undermining Kate when he invited Shooter, I think his name was, but no, he literally was there to invite them. He did the thing so he could have a party. But Kate, now I realise why she watches the game, or it's like a tradition, it's a thing, she watches the game because to honour her father. I thought it's something that they all did, but it's because to honour her dad, which still brings me to the question as in how he died. When did it happen? She mentioned, I'm assuming, okay, the show came out in 26. Let me see when the season came out, because I'm assuming it will be taking place when this came out. She mentioned she'd watched it with him in 2006. Pilot came out 2016. Okay, so I'm assuming that the show is taking place in that time, so it was 2016 in the show as well, season 1 anyway. And the last game I'm assuming they watched together was 2006, so that was 10 years prior. So I'm wondering what had happened. She would have been in her mid-20s then. So that's interesting. So yes, like I was mentioning before, Rebecca was against potentially having children. She didn't want to be like her mother, seeing how her mother was always fixated on her sister and her and the dad. And then she was getting really angry. I don't blame her, I suppose, getting really angry with Jack. It was really sweet to see that Jack, you know, wants to have children. I think he wanted kids purely for the reason. And it's funny because Rebecca's dad was obsessed with the TV and Jack's dad was obsessed with the TV, but their perspectives were different. She saw it through her mum to say that I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be one of these mothers who's just her life begins and ends with her children. Whereas Jack's perspective, again, in front of the TV watching football with his dad, he was like, his dad was more obsessed with football than he spent more time watching football than with him. But the few times he got a chance to spend with his dad was in front of the show, was in front of the TV watching football. And he was, you know, saying that he didn't let us talk much, but I want my kids to talk much. He wants to be able to have that experience. And it's crazy that Rebecca at the time saw this as a negative thing. Her dad was just in front of the TV. She didn't want to be like her mum. Obviously, Jack brought her into the light, being able to teach her the rules of football. So that was actually quite a good parallel there. And obviously we had the little pregnancy scare there. I loved how Randall was like, I didn't like it so much how he was almost blaming Beth, almost like it was her fault that they got pregnant. And towards the end, I knew that pregnancy test was going to be negative, but you could see that, you know, there's always that potential, well, maybe the idea of them potentially having a third child, but alas, it wasn't to be. And yeah, so that was a really, really, really good episode. I'm enjoying it. I really want to delve back into the past. Like, we're getting bits, and I'm assuming that we'll see more bits as the kids grow up, but I am really, really interested in to see how Jack died. She has the urn of his ashes. My other question is, why is that urn with Rebecca? Sorry, why is that urn with Kate and not Rebecca? Interesting. But I'm sure we'll find out. But that was all. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And of course, as always, subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another one. I'll see you guys next time.